Chapter 3. Spies All Around. The next morning, Mr. Jenkins came hammering on the door of Wells Farm. "There's an emergency," he yelled. The cows had escaped through the gap in the fence. They were all along the lane. It wasn't easy getting them back into the field. "It looks as if this was cut," Mr. Jenkins said, as he twisted the fence wire together. Polly thought she knew who had cut it. Granger. At Westbourne Hall, Mary was hard at work. First, she washed the breakfast dishes. Then, Miss Millington made her scrub the kitchen table. While she was doing that, the doorbell rang. Mary peered round the corner to see who it was. Mr. Jenkins had called to make sure Mary was all right. But Miss Millington told him she was out. She could be away for hours, she lied. "Then perhaps I'll see her at the Civil Defence lecture tonight," said Mr. Jenkins. "Perhaps," said Miss Millington. At Wells Farm, Norman, Dennis and Polly were talking about Granger. "But why would Granger cut the fence?" asked Dennis. "It's part of his plan to get us off the farm," said Polly. From then on, Dennis and Norman would do anything to help Amy, even feed the pigs. The smell in the pigsty was awful, so Dennis and Norman put on their gas masks. But then they couldn't see properly. The pigs knocked them over and escaped across the farmyard. It wasn't a very good start, and things got worse. Everything that Norman and Dennis did to try and help went wrong. It was just one disaster after another. Amy looked at Norman and Dennis. She had never seen such a mess. They were filthy, and Dennis's gas mask was ruined. "I just hope the Germans don't try and gas us at tonight's lecture," she said. There were lots of people at the village hall to hear Mr. Jenkins's talk. Even Mary was there, trapped between Granger and Millington. Norman, Polly and Dennis were bored. Then Mr. Jenkins mentioned spies. "Spies are all around us," he told the audience. "This is what they look like." He showed them some spy posters. Polly, Norman and Dennis studied them carefully. If there were any spies about, they were going to find them. Dennis and Norman had supper and went to bed. Dennis was looking through the window, hoping to spot spies parachuting down from planes. But Norman was thinking. Suddenly, everything clicked into place in his mind. "Dennis, I just thought who the spy is," he said. "It's Granger." Over at Westbourne Hall, Mary had been sent to bed without any supper. She had hidden some chocolate and a pound note under her pillow, but when she looked, the chocolate had melted and made a mess. Nothing was going right for her. Downstairs, Granger was going out into the night. He didn't want anybody to see him. He thought everything was okay, but it wasn't, because upstairs in her bedroom, Mary was watching him go.
Spy!